But hello everybody, welcome back again to UberConstruct Gaming Does D&D. We are amazingly, in our 5th episode now, which is moseying on quite nicely. Moseying, probably not the right word. It's getting on quite nicely.
Dead yet.
No, nobody's died yet, so everyone is doing brilliantly. We'll see if we can work on that. So,
see if we can work on that.
I love how paranoid you guys were last week. It was absolutely amazing. But if anybody didn't catch that, you can catch all our back episodes on our UberConstruct Gaming UberConstruct Gaming YouTube channel. It's just called UberConstruct Gaming. Give it a search and give us a follow, and catch up on everything you've missed because it is gold. But we'll do a quick recap. So, previously on Hatheria, you all were travelling on your way, well, most of you were travelling on your way to Angel Run to try and claim a Royal Order mercenary contract, where you met Oribella. And then on the way back to her settlement, just to bed down for the night, bandits had raided in her absence, torched the buildings, were in the process of stealing all their supplies. But you put to death the bandits that were there and a couple of direwolves, which gave you a bit of a hard time, but you sorted them out. You survived, just.
Poor old Hector.
But and Meridian, say poor old Hector.
Oh yeah, Meridian. Yeah, got a chunk taken out of his shoulder. Poor bugger.
I think a good few of you got a chunk taken out of you, but then you discovered that Oribella and Quentin's family had been taken by the bandits who had already left with them as hostage. But after a night's sleep, you followed their tracks northward towards the coast, where you met them seemingly on their way back from the cove, which you discovered whether they were headed.
Don't forget about the poor Crush guy that we all...
The poor Crush guy. Intended. That's where you figured out where it was. I was just glancing over.
The first fight guy.
There was... Yeah, if you want details on that, watch last episode.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you met with these. Thunder decided to disguise himself as a bandit using his...
Damn good move.
Using his magic and exceptional deception skills, which you did perfectly. They were none the wiser, but after discovering that they were not, you couldn't see them in the back of the cart, decided to hold off on the ambush temporarily, but then, and whilst attempting to get away from them, caused the fight anyway. But the fight went swimmingly in your favour because they were unaware of the rest of you hiding in ambush. And you dealt with them and another 2 direwolves that they had with them.
What a fight that was.
Great fight. Which I do have to apologise. We were overplaying Oribella's Moonbeam spell. We were doing too much damage.
We worked this out, yeah.
Yep. We anybody who did watch last week, we did that wrong. We were doing too much damage, but we now know, but we'll sort it out.
Even without that, I still think we would have happily handled.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. You barely got a scratch throughout all of that. So
we might take a little bit of damage extra, but I think we still would have sorted them.
But that, as soon as you had declared victory and killed everybody, that's immediately where we left it. With you just stood around. Yeah, just stood around, just looking around, going, "Everybody's dead. Brilliant." What are you gonna do?
Should we have a look in the cart? Did you check the cart?
No, nobody did anything. You literally killed the last person, and we called it a night because it was getting late.
No, but I thought before the battle, I thought that
He couldn't have a. He couldn't get inside. He could glance at it from the where he could see, and couldn't see anything.
Yeah, let's take a look in the cat then.
Yeah, someone go check out the cat.
Right, it's Hector jumping in the back.
Yeah, jump in the back.
So yeah, this
Have a
car,
look
unlike
around.
the one that you acquired from the bandits, this one is somewhat wider. Looks like it's been reinforced structurally. It's not just entirely made of wood. But as you kind of hop in, and it's covered as well. It's like got the arch bone kind of, like rib bone cover, canvas cover over the top. But as you kind of jump in the back, you can see cages. Cages that are only about 5 feet tall, so there's not enough for people to stand up in them, and not much room width-wise. So they'd be cramped in there. You'd feel that if this was designed for people, then it's not designed for any kind of comfort. It'd be designed for either torture or to break someone's will. Or
We've got slaves, haven't we? They don't really give a shit about people.
And it's empty. There's no. I don't see anybody.
there are no people. There are 4 of these cages, but there is otherwise nothing in there. There's a bit of a smell of urine and feces in there as well, and stains within the cages.
Smells like dirty woman.
Yeah. However, a bit of a skeg around the dead. Have a little search of some people, see if we can find anything with any sort of. Oh no! Well, we know where we're going, don't we? Because we know we're heading to the cove. But
What are you searching the bodies? Is it?
yeah, I'm gonna have a little search at bodies, see if we can find anything of use or any
Make an investigation.
Any parchment or an investigation. What is my investigation? It's only a 0. It's only a 0.
It's not negative.
Where's
Not
my
bad.
sexy die? Where's my D20? Well, not really quark D20. It is a fucking 1.
Yeah, you pat down these bodies
shit.
like you're a security guard, and it's just like pat, 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 pat. Nah, there's nothing on them.
Slip on some shit in the floor.
No. It's 1 on an ability check's not a critical failure. It's just fail.
It just went
Epic fail, not a critical fail. Nope, they don't have anything on them, these guys. So that's that.
We
moving on.
I was going to say we're out in the open, aren't we? Because we could do with a rest before we face anyone else, but this isn't probably the location.
Well, we know that all the guys came out of that cove.
Is it night time?
It's still daytime. I think.
No,
it's
it is still daytime. Yep.
Yeah, and I think we know all the guys came out of the cove, so in theory there shouldn't be anyone.
Or can we get out of this area and find somewhere to?
The amount of people here was the same amount of people that the guy you met in the hut
told us
is exactly the number of people they told you about.
Oh, right then, crew. I think we should all get together and head down to this cove where they came from. Let's go and have a.
Hold on. I've got an idea. Thunder, can you do that trick again?
I have many tricks.
Can you make yourself look like one of the bandits we've just killed?
Ooh, I don't know if I can use that again so fast.
Well, what I'm thinking is if we all hide in the back and you drive this car back into the camp, we'll get the drop on them.
But wouldn't they be like, where's the other 5 dudes and why are you here?
Yeah, but during that time of confusion, we still all would have the jump on them. Not a bad idea.
You could say they've met some trouble on the road and they need reinforcement.
That all depends on Seraph.
Well, you weren't you using the disguise self spell?
It's a kit.
Oh, it's a kit.
I was using a kit, yeah.
Right. If you were using a kit last time, it would not have worked. I thought you were using Disguise Self spell. Because the kit would not have hidden your horns and things like that. And your tail.
Sorry, it is a spell, isn't it? Yeah. Just ignore it.
So as long as you've got spell slots, you can cast it again.
I believe I do have a spell slot, but it's going to be my last one on. I don't know. Do we need to reset everything on that? Because I've still got all these little red points on that.
Yeah. Well, you've not rested.
We've not had a rest.
Yeah,
you gain all your slots back. Yeah.
Well, if it's expending one spell slot to give us a jump on them, I would.
I'll try.
Yeah.
What should I say? Got no ideas.
Yeah, if you disguise yourself as a bandit again, we'll all jump in the back.
All right then.
And you can ride us on into the cove.
All right. I'll just tell them that I've got some slaves in back.
Yeah. If there's anyone in there might not be. Just in case.
All right then. I'll disguise self again then.
As any particular bandit?
The leader bandit.
The main thuggery of the
one that was leading or riding the cart in the first place.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Can we chuck all these cages out so we've got a bit more space in there? Because if it's covered, they're not going to know, are they?
That poor bloody horse is going to be dragging a lot of weight.
There's 2 horses.
With you.
Well,
yeah.
Disguise yourself as a horse. Someone. Oh, right. All right. Okay. Everyone, get it back then. I'll get.
Are you taking these cages out?
Yeah,
they're currently
fastened.
They're fastened as part of the car.
Is there going to be room for us all to get in the back with the cages?
Can we all fit in there?
There's only 4.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to get in there outside the cages. Yeah.
All right.
Cadell might have to stoop a bit because he's a man mountain.
I was going to say. In me too.
I'd just be on my hands and knees, like squidged in between people.
Okay, let's do that then.
All right. Sorry, what were you saying?
Trot along.
Yeah,
no,
so
it's a good plan.
You turn the cart around with these 2 horses, Thunder, and you lead your way back. You want to make a animal handling for me?
So yeah. Is that D20 then, sir?
D20 and add whatever it says on your animal handling skill.
Which I think is pretty good, is it not?
No, it's not. 16 minus 2.
That's still all right. That's fine. I mean, you're only making them do something basic. It's just that they, even though you've disguised yourself, you're not used to these particular horses, and these horses aren't particularly used to the way you handle them. So it was just an easy DC check. That was all. But these, you can tell as you kind of start getting these horses moving, they are tired. They are very tired horses. But you lead the way back up the hill and back to the top of the brow of this hill where you initially caught sight of these bandits and hastily planned an ambush, and start leading back down the hill again in the approximate direction that these guys were. And you kind of travel for a little bit, you get down and kind of follow this little valley. I say valley, it's not really much of a valley, just between a couple of hills. And you get kind of to a point where the hills kind of flatten out, and there's a clear path that leads kind of steeply down. It's a wide path. You can tell that this cart's been down it. So you'd assume that is the way down to this cove, but then off to your left seems to be a way up on top of the cliffs, it would seem. That's where you're at. This is what Thunder sees. Nobody else can see it because you're all in the back of the cart.
Yeah, so I was going to say, yeah, you're the one in the cart.
I kind of wish I'd have paid a lot more attention to what Tom was saying then.
You've gotten to the point
I'm
where
so sorry.
you can see the path that this cart has taken down to the cove, but then
Yeah.
off to your left you can see another kind of path that's not really a path, but you can see a way you can get towards the top of the cliffs over on your left.
Right. So I'm going to shout to the rest of the guys. Well, not shout. Amicably talk. just
Through this thin bit of cloth that's behind you.
Yeah, just say, hey, comrades, there's 2 ways we can go. Maybe we can get a jump on people. Do you want to have a look, or shall I just go?
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
Hector
we
jumping
might
out
as-
then.
yeah,
That's not make it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just have a,
you
like,
see that.
a
There's a-
look down it.
Yeah.
A bit more detailed look down.
This path that heads down, which you assume is to the cove, kind of winds. It's fairly steep, and it'd be too steep to go direct, and it kind of winds its way down, and you can kind of see a bit of beach towards the bottom down there, but you can't see much down there because it kind of disappears around these cliffs. But then off to the left, you can see a way you'd be able to walk up. The cart wouldn't be able to get up there, but you'd be able to walk around up to the top of the cliffs.
I'm thinking we should hold here, and one of us should just go for a little scout, see if we can see anything in there. And one of us head up the hill. See what
Who's
we
the most nimble?
Going.
It's got to be you, hasn't it?
Maybe, maybe two.
Even if we're not going to attempt an ambush from the cliff top, getting a view of the camp would be
That's
beneficial,
what I was thinking.
regardless.
If
Yeah.
out here, and one of us or two of us jump out and have a
Yeah,
walk up that hill just to go for a bit of a scout.
Yeah.
two people should go. I'll go. And does someone want to come with me?
Well, we're both the big tanky heavy hitters, so it's probably not a good idea for us both to go at the same time.
Fair enough, I'll
Take-
go.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm
Take
holding
Meridian as
the
backup.
horses.
Yeah, you hold the horses. Me and Arabella will stay.
Turn around and I've just got a horse above my head.
Holding horses. Holding your horses.
Oh, taking it.
Come
Right,
on, Hector,
so
let's go for a little
Hector and
wander.
Meridian
Go.
jump out, start heading left, and Thunder, I assume you then start heading down, or are you waiting? Are you waiting there?
We're waiting to see what they see first. We're gonna hold here.
Right, as Meridian and Hector start heading up onto this cliff, you begin to get, as you get to the edge and you can see down into this cove, it's a pretty big cove. Do you want to make perception rolls? You can either make one each, or one person make a perception roll with advantage.
Go.
Woof, 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 woof.
It's some dog.
There's a
It's somebody
dire wolf.
else
It just
down
jumps
there.
at you.
It's a direwolf.
I will.
They're coming back.
It's a direwolf.
Sorry, but do you
Both
one of
roll?
you want to make a perception with advantage, or each of you roll?
Should both roll? Let's
Yeah.
both roll.
Right.
Go for it, lads. Come on. Give us something decent.
Skills, perception.
I've already got the one out of the way, so come on.
It's a 3 from me.
A 5 from me.
Wow.
Oh, fucking Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
All of
You-
a sudden, it got really foggy.
Well, you look down into this cove and you can't really see much. I mean, it's quite a tall cliff, so it's a long way off. You can't really see much, but what you can see is it's pretty big, as in the actual beach area isn't very big. I mean, it's a little bit rocky. You can tell that there's something on the beach, but you don't know what. But then this cove, these like cliffs that kind of arch round into the sea, go a fair way out into the sea. So you think there'd be possibly enough for a boat or something to be in there, but you can't see anything there now.
And there's no kind of like structures or anything.
No.
It's just a path.
Just something large on the beach.
Not large, just
I
something.
can't see this anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm on a fucking card.
There's something. You don't know what it is. You can't tell its size.
I was going
it's
to
hard
say,
to
his
tell.
Thunder's got more chance of fucking seeing it from where he is after those rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell much.
Okay,
Right, let's get back on with it.
Yeah, there's fuck all
Right.
else there.
That's your fault.
Fine.
We're going in pretty much
That's a
blind,
fault.
and let's go for it.
You head your way back then, quick as anything, just because you know the way
Everybody
back.
gets back in.
Yeah.
Everybody gets back in card.
And you jump back in. There you go.
Well,
This-
And more direwolves, jump at no. So Thunder, are you leading the horses?
Lead the way.
and
How
lead-
gently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
so
I'm not going to
gen-
make you roll for it. It's fine.
gen-
You can. It is fairly steep for such a heavy cart, but the horses have done this like at least twice already,
Several times. I feel terrible for these horses.
and these horses are tired.
Especially with extra weight they've got in the back. It's not like it's slaves. It's big guys with
In
weapons
armor and weapons, and there's
Yeah.
more of you, and
poor buggers.
so yeah, you get to the bottom. So you get to the bottom down there, and as you kind of get there, it is kind of rocky off to your left. Straight in front of you, it turns into kind of beach, but you can see the kind of area in front of you that you can tell from the beach. I say beach; it's a very kind of a pebbly beach. It's not a sandy beach as such, but it doesn't look like
west.
this. It doesn't
West,
look
yeah.
like this cart has gone onto those pebbles. It kind of, you think it's stopped roughly where you are now to turn around. There's enough room. And then off ahead of you on this kind of rocky beach is a few crates that you can see. Nothing else.
Party, do you want me to go and have a look at the crates in costume first before you all get out, just in case?
Yeah.
Probably a good idea, lad.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk off onto the beach and investigate these crates
Okay.
on solo.
I'm just going to put my dogs out in the garden because they're doing my fucking pruning.
No worries. Do you want to make an investigation?
Yes. Just an 8, Tom. Sorry, dear. Cheer.
Right. It is my name at the end of the day. Yeah, that you approach these crates and you have a look inside. Don't see much of anything in these crates. What you can tell in here looks like they're a few scraps and remnants of foodstuffs.
It's probably a slave ship dock.
But
If
there's
they can't-
no evidence
can't-
of anybody here or planning to be here.
So we've reached the bloody dead end, haven't we, really?
By the sounds of it.
There's nothing else in the vicinity of where we are other than this beach, these
No,
crates.
just
and this cove.
These beach,
Why are the crates there? Where are they coming
these
from?
crates.
Empty
Nothing
crates.
else.
Is there any tracks on the beach?
Do you want
Well,
to
we're
make
still all in the back.
Well, yeah,
aren't we?
you're in there. Are you wanting to? If you want
I
to get
mean,
out and have a look, then
Is the coast clear?
No, it's got
Thunder?
C on it.
Is it close clear from it?
brilliant.
We're all just huddled in the back of this car waiting for Thunder to come back. Like,
Oh, it's alright. Look, everybody, I do terrible investigation. You need help.
So he's asking
Right.
for help. So
I'm going to jump out.
Let's get
Yeah.
out.
Let's
Right.
jump out.
you
I've
get
got
out and
cramp.
you
I need to
see
get
what
out.
I've described to you. It's a relatively empty, pebbly, rocky beach with a couple of crates where Thunder's stood.
No tracks.
Well, do you want to make an investigation?
Does
we'll
anybody want
give
help?
him advantage on that one.
Okay. with help
I
from
will-
Cadell, and it
uh,
is definitely an investigation this time, not anything else. 10, you see.
No, I rolled a 20, nat 20, but
Oh,
investigation's -1. That's
Alright,
so it's a
19.
19.
Bosh.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Right, so with that fantastic roll, the first actual good roll of the night,
Hey,
it's just,
Man.
there's a lot of bad rolls happened.
it's been
So-
pitiful so
yeah.
far.
But what you can tell is, as you're kind of looking around, that you think that the tide is on its way out, purely because a little bit up from where the tide line currently is, you can see what looks to be like where boats have beached themselves.
Okay.
But
Half the time.
and there's been 2 of them.
2 boats, right?
Two
Well,
boats,
not-
not very big
not
ones,
very
like
many
kind of ship to shore rowboats type thing.
So, are we thinking that there's
So they've left
possibly a
the
larger
tide.
boat out to sea, and they've just, or it's already gone? I mean, this is obviously how they got to the cove. They've
Anyone,
used
can anyone-
rowboats.
can anyone investigate? Is it Yield Horizon?
I was going to say, does that mean, can we have a look out to sea, see if we can see?
Well,
Or
from
you could-
in this cove, I say, because these cliffs are quite far out, you get quite a narrow view of the sea out ahead of you.
Yeah.
Your better chance of that would have to have done it up on the cliff.
Yeah. Have we? I forgot to say, where are all our horses and lightning at this point? Did we leave them behind?
You'll have left them
about
with
my horse.
Quentin back there.
Oh, yeah.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Quentin, your best mate. You forgot about him, didn't you?
No, mate. I forgot about
Oh.
I just thought as we were leaving, then all the bloody horses and shit.
But you've left him in that hidden area, which you
Oh right, okay, right.
Yeah.
So he's right, okay.
in your ambush.
Well, I'm at a bit of a stubbed dead end here because if the boats have gone out with the tide, then I mean,
Oh.
Taking
Gosh,
us
you're,
all the
you're,
take
you're
the
Mr.
players with
Doing faster than that.
we're too late by the sounds of it.
There's no evidence of them being here. Well, they have them had been there, but there's nobody there now.
Well, Muddy Lady looked like family gone forever. on to next venture.
Thanks so much for your empathy.
Pat on
on
the
that-
shoulder.
on
Fucking
the
touch me.
path, on the path to the left. Do we sort of went
On the way
a
up
little
to
bit?
there, yeah.
Yeah. Did that go right away along the cliffs? Did it? Look
Yeah,
like?
it went
I
up
do.
onto the cliffs where you can see further down the shore from there. But all you did was went up far enough to be able to look down into this cove and then turn back.
We need to go and proper look up there.
Realistically, though, even if we get up there and we see a ship out to sea, then what the fuck do? We don't have a boat.
Wave
What
at
we're
it.
gonna do is shout at them and say, "Bring her back."
You
Or else.
what you guys will know, except for Thunder probably, that as a nation, Hetheria isn't really seafaring, not into deep sea. If they've got there's a lot of
anywhere that we
there's a lot
travel
of
up the
big
coast.
ships that exist. They go up and down coast. Yeah.
So they'll be going up or down the coast.
So
then.
they've moved.
So if we can get a direction of where they're heading.
If we can,
might-
if we
we
can
might
head back
be
up
able to
them
get an
hills and
idea
find
of
out
the
which way
they're
which way they're going, because we know that Angel Run is Angel Run to the west at this point.
Angel Run is.
that's-
Let me pull my map up.
Is Angel Run a coastal city?
No, it's a river city. It's along a river. It's along the Yeoman Grand River, next to the Great Lake. So it
So
is
right
pretty
up-
much kind of southwest from where you are now.
'Cause obviously we would know this. Like,
Yes, yeah,
Can I
yeah.
just
You
go
do.
for a quick toilet break?
If you want to have a quick nip, mate, we'll just have a chat natter while you're.
What we're planning here.
So yeah, so that's kind of southwest from where you are now, because that's where you initially were heading. You know that east along the coast kind of leads to where the Arbarath Mountains meet the coast, and beyond the Arbarath Mountains is Alzadora, where your tiefling friend is from.
Right.
Then to the west along that coast, it kind of curves round, and then turns south down the coast there.
Can I sprint back up this hill and go back onto the cliffs and have a look out to sea?
Yes, by all means.
Have
You want to
have a
make
dash.
a athletics
With me good old
check, please.
This is what I decided. Got a +6 in athletics.
So you're a
I'm
very
gonna go-
athletic fella.
I'm going to go for a full-on sprint here. 14 + 6, so it is a 20 in total.
Bosh. Then you guys just see Cadell just turn on his heels and then just peg it up this path. I mean, he's proper striding. I mean, he's got massive long legs anyway, and he's striding his way up this hill like no one's business. You get to the top. I mean, I say it's fairly steep, but you're a very healthy military man. You do it easily enough, and then you carry on and get up to the top of the cliff. Do you want to make a perception check?
Yeah, and this is where I roll a 1 again.
Like, see
I
nothing.
was saying that my perception +3, so 20. Never
20.
natural
Ha, ha,
20.
ha. Brilliant. Well, with
Eyes
a
like a hawk.
spectacular roll, you can see out to the west, down the coast, not completely hugging the coast, a little bit off because it's a fair-sized ship, but obviously not for seafaring. But it's a fair way away now. It's got a massively long head start on you, but it is heading west.
So, well, I'm gonna then saunter back down the hill and go to my comrades and say I've seen a ship. It's heading up the coast to the west. That must be where the prisoners have gone, where the slaves are. They must be on the boat.
All right.
You can see
Back on
they
the
were
left.
not flying any flags or colours or any signs of anything. They were trying to keep.
Our only option is start heading west along the coast. We could
Like I say,
probably be
but
better
on
off
ship,
road
even
and-
on horseback, you are never going to catch it.
Yeah,
The Gerald's test of trying to plug my.
they are.
Sorry.
And would there be a town which would be west of here,
There we go.
which we know
There we
of,
go.
or would any? I wouldn't know of. Would I?
Well,
I
do you want to look at the stream that I've put up in
Yeah.
in what you call it? What's it called? Discord. So I've shared screen basically,
Okay.
referred to
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
stream.
Open it up.
There we go. That is the map of Hetheria.
Okay.
So we're down here.
So where are we currently then?
You are. And apologies to people on the watching on stream, you can't see it, but yeah, I know. You're approximately
Oh,
here.
Oh, right.
Okay.
They're heading,
Angel
and
Run,
they were-
Hammerton, where you
Into
started.
Angel Run.
no, they're
You
heading
headed
west up the
over to
coast.
Angel Run.
They're
You
going
were
to go
now
down the
up here.
river to Angel
They're
Run,
headed
in which case
round
we can cut
here.
off.
It's to you, Cadell. You know that was too big a ship to head downriver.
Right.
It's for coastal hopping only.
Good.
So the next city, the next place to be going to is
Yeah,
Yard.
man.
Yeah,
Yarmouth.
there's Yormonmouth there, and which is just a a village on the coast, and then Cartby, which is a slightly bigger town, and then further south you've got the Deadlands, which is where the most bandits rule the roost. Basically, there is no law here, which is why there's a military outpost, which is literally just called Outpost. There, and Cadell, you've been stationed at that outpost before, and you know how lawless the Deadlands are.
So the chances are I know the ship is probably heading to the Deadlands. And there's no way of catching it, so...
Realistically, they're slavers. They're not going to sell slaves to a small village or small town, so they're either
They're going to sell it
going to change transports and head to Angel Run on road or in a smaller boat, or they're going to take them to their own fort or whatever and use them as slaves there. On the bright side, they're not going to kill them. I mean, if they were going to kill them, they'd already be dead.
I mean, our best course of action from here is probably to start heading towards Angel Run, and
I have a few contacts in Angel Run with less than clean history, so it's possible I might be able to find out information
with slaver groups and where they might.
Yeah, I mean, if we give people the impression that we're in the market for a slave, we may even get pointed in the right direction.
And Hector,
That's not a bad idea.
you know that the main slaver group that you have known in your past mainly operated out of the Deadlands. That's where they were based. They operated in lots of places, but that is where they were based.
We're not going to get anyone any good standing on this beach staring out.
That's where I think they'll be taking them. And would I think that they'd probably maybe end up in Garden Springs? Or would they be left in the Deadlands?
I think for who they've taken, most likely you think the Deadlands. The slaves that end up in Garden Springs are fighters and gladiators, which
these guys
the people they've taken have not. Yeah, taken Arabella's parents and Quentin's daughters, and they're all farming families.
Yeah, just farmers and yeah.
Forgot about Quentin's daughters.
Yeah, Quentin's daughters. I feel sorry. Yeah. Ooh. But we can't catch them down the coast unless it knows where we can find a boat. Pretty sharpish. But
not around here.
Not around here. So
crafted a crude vessel out of those crates.
A little raft, start rowing after a ship.
Using my gigantic arms as like
hammers.
He's bodyboarding it down. They're like, but no, there's no way of you actually catching the ship.
No, so our best course of action is to maybe head towards Angel Run. If Meridian can find anything, or Hector can find anything from anyone with any sort of information about where a slaver ship heading down the west coast might be heading to, that could be a good start. We also do have our own business in Angel Run. You never know, the contract we take on might end up sending us to the Deadlands anyway. We have no idea, don't we? So
it's a long way away.
Yeah. For now, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I think our best course of action is to head to Angel Run. See what information we can find while we're there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I second it.
All right. Thunder then starts, and he goes, "Let's go," and starts turning the cart around.
We're leaving the shitty cart and getting on our own horses, or
you have to head back to
where,
yeah.
Or head back to pick up Quentin and the horses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say sorry to
and your old cart
that we haven't found you. We haven't found your family yet, but we will. We will still try and work them up.
Rip the forces to the pebbles and start sobbing.
I play a sad tune as this is happening.
with your smallest violin.
With a smile on my face.
All right, so you then head back up without the need for you actually to be hidden in the car. I imagine most of you are walking back up. These poor horses are having to go back up this hill again from the cove. You get back
Do we
up.
need this car? Should we just set these bloody horses loose?
Yes, it's pretty harsh.
Let them go free.
Fine, fair
Well,
enough.
I don't know.
You get to the top where you get access to the
Oh.
cliffs, and you kind of unhitch them, take all the kind of reins and everything off, and just let them go.
Yeah, let them
And
go free.
they don't go very far. I mean, they're not used to being free as such, but they happily just potter along a little bit, and be thankful for having the weight off their shoulders, quite literally, and start chewing on some nearby grass as you
what nice.
walk on. You take a little bit more time heading back towards Quentin.
We need a rest. Sorry.
You do.
We need a rest, guys.
And as you kind of take this extra time to travel back to where Quentin was, it has. No, it's not dark yet, but the sun is getting very low in the sky. And you get back to where Quentin is with the horses and your previous cart.
Who's bearing the bad news to Quentin?
May I guess.
Awesome.
I mean, I could if you want.
In some
know
form.
him.
Oh,
I'll tell him.
you're
that
back.
we haven't found the photos yet.
What? They're not here?
No, I'm
Where
sorry,
are
no.
they?
It looks like they're taking them by ship.
We don't know.
We think they'll be heading to the Deadlands. But what
We
I
saw
can
a
tell
ship.
you is
Where?
your family will still be alive.
Saw a ship heading
It's
west.
Deadlands, isn't it?
Sorry?
It
We
is
saw a
Deadlands, isn't it?
ship
Deadlands,
heading
yeah.
west.
Yeah,
So-
Deadlands. Yeah.
You really think that they'd still be alive?
I know slavers. I've dealt with slavers. They'll be taking them to the Deadlands. They won't kill them. They might hurt them, but they'll still be alive. And
At which
that's where
point,
they'll be
he,
headed.
he, without a word, he just turns to Arabella and just hugs her for comfort. Comfort each other.
Love it.
Yeah. So,
Oh, very sad.
what are you doing?
Well, it's been a heavy day. It's been a heavy day, everyone. I think we should. Before we get moving, I think we all need a rest. We all need to sit down and gather our thoughts and make a plan for what we're going to be doing next.
At camp.
I think we should start to head towards Angel Run after we've got ourselves ready to go.
Okay.
We can pick up information.
Could we not sort of start heading there, but sleep in the back of the cart and take it in turns, or do we have to be stationary for a rest?
You have to have at least 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Let's coming on. I think we should set a campfire. Yeah, we should start a camp up now.
With some food and
We've got a nice.
Yeah. If all you were
area
after
here.
was a short rest, then yes, you could do that. Because a short rest is just periods of inactivity.
What entitles us to get everything back?
A long rest
Yeah. Proper full.
So do we need 8 hours
of sleep.
for a long rest?
Yeah, we're not gonna catch them even full sprint on horses down the coast. We're not gonna catch them. So I think we should.
And you're the only one with decent night vision.
Everyone long rest.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right, so
Should set up camp and
where you are in the kind of location you've picked for an ambush is a good enough place to set up camp. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to
so
make you
it
search for
wouldn't
that.
settle
Just somebody make a survival for actually just setting up a camp. Survival check, please.
I'll go for it. What is my survival?
Pretty good, I imagine.
We should check that before I say it. I'll go for it. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's +3. Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm pretty certain yours was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I didn't even really.
16 +3. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah. We've got 19 in
That's
total on
fine.
survival.
Yeah, you set up a campfire. No problem. Being in the military, you've travelled around a lot, made lots of campfires throughout your career, and yeah, this is bread and butter to you. You set it all up, no problem. Set out your bedrolls, and have a night's sleep. Let's see, anybody wants to keep watch.
Yeah, we should
I'll
probably take
keep
it in
watch.
turns. Keep watch.
Okay.
I'm fully.
First
I've
watch.
only used one rage. I'm
I'll go first watch.
happy to do. I'm happy to do a double watch if people need me to.
So Thunder said he
I'm
was
going to do
doing.
the full watch. If you guys all want to get down.
I'll go first watch.
So Thunder's doing first watch.
Okay, all right. Then I'll do second and third watch. I'll do
Second and third.
I'm used
Okay.
to a lack. I'm used to a lack of sleep and well.
It means you won't benefit from a
I've got
full
one
night's
rage.
sleep, and at
Why
some
do that?
point you might suffer some exhaustion.
Why do that, dude?
All right. Okay. Right. I'll do.
Yeah,
I'll do.
I'll take third watch. I'll take the third.
All right. Okay. There we go.
There's plenty enough of you. So then,
All right. Yeah.
Hidel and Hector. What I particularly love is the fact that each of your names has a different initial, so all I have to write down is your initial. It's great. So,
I'm just gonna play
Thunder,
a lullaby while we all.
Yeah, you start playing a song while everybody else drifts off to sleep, and then you take your first watch. Would you like to make a perception check, please?
I shall.
Why is this watch? I'm just ready for a wee.
13 minus 1, 12.
12. You keep a reasonable watch up. Your night vision helps greatly, but you don't see anything. Nothing happens. Nobody sneaks up on you. Nothing happens. So it's then Cadel's go, and he's currently he wakes up. You wake him up, and he quickly has to nip off into.
Turned into a rabbit.
Yeah, he nips off round a rock to relieve himself.
We all get ambushed.
Meanwhile. Oh.
Sorry.
All right. Make a roll. Just throw the dice at him. See what it rolls.
Run off into the bush to go for a quick number 2.
It's exactly what.
Just fired that one out.
Just a quick swifty.
Didn't even wipe.
Yeah.
Right, perception, please, Cadell.
Perception +3, 9 +3, so 12.
Fine. Yeah, you don't see anything. Nothing happens. Hector,
What?
would you like to make your roll?
To 3.
So, you start your watch, and the embers of the fire are waning, and so is your attention, and you eventually drift off to sleep where you are slumped against these rocks. But then you wake up. All the people wake up first, and it is morning, and you see Hector asleep against the rocks, not keeping watch.
Oh, Hector. I go up to him and strum a power chord into his ear.
If it's
Follow-
fine,
Go
yeah,
on,
no,
you're
there's
gonna
no,
keep
there's
it
no
what?
problem.
What's happening?
There's no problem. No, it's just fine.
You fall asleep, Paul Master.
No. I was just resting my eyes.
Yeah, you bloody lazy.
Yeah. So it is morning. You said your plan was to head back to Angel Run, correct?
Right, lads. I think our best course of action is to head back to Angel Run. I want to let Quentin and Arabella let you know that your family will not be forgotten. We still will search for them as best we can and find out any information we can. But right now, our best action is to head back to the main city. Let's. I've got people I need to talk to about this quest, and hopefully, when we're there, maybe Meridian and Hector can maybe go their own ways and find out some information. Try and see what they can do.
Okay.
Do I know of where slaves might be sold? To know
Sold.
of sort of whereabouts in the Deadlands that sort of thing happens.
Not in the Deadlands as such. You have a rough idea of what part of the Deadlands, but you've never been there yourself.
Yeah.
Gonna let the dogs back in.
No worries.
Oh,
So
well,
yeah,
let
you
the
know
dogs
roughly
out.
what area of the Deadlands, but you will have been there probably the once when you were a fresh slave, and then kind of allocated your role as a strapping young lad as you were at the time to be a fighter, become a gladiator in the pits, and you were kind of assigned to that kind of subsection of the slaver organization, and you never actually got sold off. You just became part of that kind of gladiator lifestyle, and then shipped off to Garden Springs, where you spent the majority of your career. You did move a little bit, but you spent most of it in Garden Springs for actually being a pretty good gladiator who earned them a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you are then
I'd
setting
like to
off.
see a 1-on-1 between me and Hector, hand to hand. It'd be a good brawl. That.
So you set off towards Angel Run. For expediency's sake, it takes you 3 nights of travel, and on this the last day, as you kind of arriving towards it, you don't see it as such until you kind of get to the top of the brow of this hill, and then kind of as you get over the brow of this hill, you see an absolutely magnificent city, which Hector may have only seen the once. Cadell, you know it, and Meridian know it well. Arabella have had no need of travelling to any other city. And Thunder, you've never seen this before.
not seen nothing.
Yeah, you see outside on the walls, the immediate outskirts of this city is walled. It's about approximately 30-foot high wall, which spans a great many miles off to the right. And then you can see there's miles, I say miles, there's a long gap between that wall, and further back you can see an even taller wall behind that, made of gleaming white stone. And a large part of the city is it appears from where you are to be raised above ground level, because you can see a lot of buildings jutting up above this humongously tall wall.
So that'll be the high end part of town.
And then to the left, as you're looking at it, you where this outer wall ends, is met by a humongous great lake. It is the Great Lake of Hetheria, where the Jormungand River runs into it, and it runs out of the river somewhere within Angel Run.
Nice.
Yeah. So you see,
I've never seen.
it is a humongous wall, a massive feat of engineering for Hetheria. And you can see in this wall there are gates on this side, but it's a good way off. So actually, I assume you're heading towards these gates.
Yeah.
Cadell, you've been in these gate entrances before. In fact, what I will do is I will show you a map of Angel Run.
No.
I was waiting for this. I was looking forward to this.
If you want to go back to the stream, in fact, and for the people who are watching the stream, I do have the map for you as well. There you go. There's the map of Angel Run.
So are we coming in from the north, down the main road?
No, where you're coming in from is from the east. So where where it says low fields, over here, low fields. I couldn't on the map creator I was using. I couldn't put more than one wall in. So this is the inner wall, the really tall wall, and there's another outer wall that runs around here, and it also goes all the way around the farmlands as well.
Oh wow.
Right, okay.
It's huge.
So it's gigantic.
Huge city.
Yeah, it's yeah. So these fields have a defensive wall around them.
Right.
And so does low fields. The low field sector. Yeah.
But this isn't a sort of, I don't know how to describe it, angry city, is it? It's not like a scary place, is it? I know it's defended, but surely we can just roll up.
You stick with me. No one's going to give you any trouble, mate.
Yeah. The gate, as you can see, you're approaching from this eastern side here, and the gate is around here, just above S of Lowfields. And Cadell, you've been in and out of that gate quite a few times in your career.
The guards will know me. And, well, they'll be my subordinates, I suppose.
So you ride down towards the gates of Angel Run on this side, and there are 4 guards there who are stood outside, and as you were kind of approaching, you did see like some guards up on the walls that kind of are doing a patrol. And as you were kind of approaching, they kind of signaled to each other that people were approaching, and they kind of accumulated on the wall at the gate, just as a standard procedure. You know, that's just standard.
Yeah.
You approach, and they automatically kind of bunch up, and they kind of tense up as you're approaching. They don't do anything threatening. They're just on guard. They're doing their duty. But then they see your uniform, as you assume you're riding out in front.
Yeah.
And that you can see they physically, well, in one sense, relax from kind of their duties, but kind of still kind of to attention. And then as you kind of get closer, and they can make out the insignia, or your rank at least on your one leather pauldron that you have, see your rank of captain, and they all 4 of them just give a sharp salute.
I'll return that salute and the gate, lads.
Captain, sir. And they look around the rest of the people you're travelling with.
These are with me.
I wink at one of them.
All of them, sir.
Yep, they're all with me. We're moving into town. All military business. Open the gates.
Right you are, sir. Open the gates. And on that, without issue, they open the gates. And you're it's big enough gates to be able to get cart through. And you ride into the Lowfields district. As you see, as you kind of ride in, either on horseback or on cart, it's a pretty all right town. I mean, it's compared to like kind of Hamerton. Obviously, you've not encountered any slums yet, but then within this wall, it is a decent town. It's kind of whitewashed walls with timber frames. Is a nice town. It's still a fair size, and it's a fair sized town here before it even reaches the inner wall. And then, kind of off to your right, you see the beginning of what is miles and miles of fields within inside the outer wall. Are you just riding through?
Keep hearing some extra sound from somewhere.
We get an occasional echo, and I do apologise for anybody watching.
It could be from the pub downstairs.
Yeah, it's really busy
Yeah,
downstairs.
it's a lot of noise.
A lot of people piss.
So, are you riding through Lowfields?
Now then, lads, I've got some business here about this quest that we've been sent on. So I need to go talk to my superior.
Well, the gentleman who signed it, names of Cromwell Leethern, the Sanctus Veritas Cromwell Leethern is one of the 3 members of the society who run the country. They are of the ruling council, and he is the kind of side of the ruling council which allows him to sign mercenary contracts and give the order for them.
Now, with knowing this town, do I know of some lodgings we could use as a...
You know of quite a lot of lodgings. You know there are a lot of lodgings within Lowfields area, where you would be able to get in touch with Sanctus Veritas himself would be in the 6 Houses district, which is where the seat of power is and where the upper echelons and the noble houses all reside. But then there's the Fair Oaks district, which still has it's still within the inner wall, and every sector of this city has lodgings. Depends on what level of lodgings you want. So there are slums out to the northwest, outside the walls, that are along the river.
I was with my knowledge of the town. I'd like to take us somewhere quite central where we can maybe drop some gear and get the cart and the horses rested, and
well, you could do that here, but it's not central. But you could go up to kind of Fair Oaks.
So if we head into Fair Oaks, the nearest place I know we can sort of set as a focal point, and say to the rest of the group that I'm going to go talk to the magistrate about this quest that we've been sent on. If any of you guys have any business to do this day, venture out, and then let's return. Let's return here when we're all done, just so we know.
So, what are you going to? What are you doing first? Sorry.
So I was going to lead us all into the
Fair Oaks.
Into Fair Oaks and find an inn or a tavern somewhere we can.
Fair enough. So you make your way through Lowfields, and you pretty much follow the lake around, and you get to another gate further into the town here. By this gate is where there's a market, which it has packed up for the night now, for the day rather. I mean, it's still light, but it's late afternoon. The market itself has packed in. But the gate is there, and at this gate, you see big tall gates again, guarded, there's not as many guards. There's only a couple of guards here, but you see also off to one side is kind of a crane pulley system. There's several cranes for getting whatever they need to from Lowfields up into the upper city. But yeah, there are gates there with guards. Again, they see you, see your rank, give you a sharp salute, and let you pass without issue. Because yeah, I mean some of them do recognise you, so there's no kind of quarrel.
I like to tell the guards that if they see any of my party wandering in and out, to let them pass without trouble.
Have a look round you all. Well, of course, we would let some of your guys through. We've seen you with them, but our shift ends soon enough.
That's me.
Can't say the same about the rest of the else. As much as we'd be able to describe you, as much as your demon friend here.
I'm not demon.
Apologies, tiefling friend here.
Better.
Is easy to describe.
Meridian, Hector, before we head through these gates, you have any business in Lowfield?
Yes, I could do with popping to see an old friend while we're here.
You can see them without being in Oldfield. They're Lowfield, sorry. Oh. You can do it from Fair Oaks.
Oh. I can wait.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't cover that bit in pre-chat. Sorry.
Arabella's just freaking out because she's never been in the city before. She's like,
yeah, it's huge. You've never been in anywhere this large before,
so
or this industrialized.
Any business in these parts? Before we move on.
Hector,
nothing that I have to do right now.
Hector, you know that there is kind of a fighting ring in Lowfields, but there are fighting rings all over Angel Run. There's some kind of just sand pits for bare knuckle fist fighting in the slums. There's one in kind of a ring in Lowfields, and there's one in Dengal Camp, but that's more military. You've never been there yourself, but you know of it. But there is no fighting rings in a city that you know of.
I want to see big men fight.
Well, it's getting fairly late on in the day. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do.
Can we go for beer?
Yeah, there's plenty of fighting pits. There's plenty of fighting pits if anybody's interested.
I want to see this, please.
I've not had a good scrap in a while, so.
What, since we talk on the dock?
I'd be game.
Let's go.
What about you?
Let's go, please. I want to go game fight.
If we want to relax and have a few beers and watch a fight, then let's follow Hector.
Let's go.
Or move into the main town.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You head then, instead of going through the gates into the dock area of the inner city, you then turn back around and head further into Lowfields, where you come to an inn called the Anvil.
Yes.
This Anvil. For those of you does anybody want to make a perception for this actual place?
Terrible perception.
Yeah. I do, but sure. I'll
go for it.
Yeah.
I'll give you an advantage if you want to go for it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Oh, it's a 3 and a 20. 20.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, you notice that the swinging sign for this inn clearly depicts a person on there who is not human. They are dwarven.
Oh,
Yeah, they are. They depicts a dwarven character who is at work at an anvil. That is the sign for this inn. It's the first kind of signs of
what's
kind
it
of
called? The
non-human.
Interesting.
Very
If it's
interesting.
Bosch, I'm gonna shit.
It's Bosch.
It's not Bosch. But
Yeah, let's head in.
all right. You leaving your horses just outside. Oh. There's places just like mooring posts outside with
Yeah,
troughs
we'll
of
tie them
water.
all up.
Yeah,
Arabella runs off to the toilet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
it's all right.
Right, she's gone to the loo.
Please,
She
could I
dashes
ask
inside.
When will we have an intermission?
Oh, as soon as we've settled into this bar, we can do that if you want.
Please.
Yeah.
So you head inside. As you kind of go inside, you can see as you go in, it's a reasonable sized place, much bigger than the one in Hamilton. Apologise for everybody watching that I'm using everything Hamilton as reference points because we've not been anywhere else just yet. This is the only kind of place we've been to. So yeah, so it's a fair sized bar. As the kind of days getting later on, it is relatively busy, and as you can see, there is a little further on kind of a dip in the floor, where you know, Hector, this is where the fighting ring is.
That's where the magic happened.
And yeah, that there is. It's a fairly long bar. It's fairly busy. It's all humans here, despite the bar. There is the same kind of image that was on the swinging sign, kind of depicted on the wall.
Nice.
But behind the bar is a central kind of focal point. They do have an anvil.
Very nice.
But then, other than that, that's it.
Do
That's what you see.
Do we see a barkeep or anybody?
There's several
after that
barkeeps.
fight
Like I say,
yesterday?
it's a fairly long bar. They're starting to get busy, so they've got a few bartenders on hand.
Cool. Well met, friend.
They give you a nod. It's a fairly tall, slender gentleman. And he just gives you a nod as he finishes gathering the money off the table, and comes over to you. Evening.
So I hear your establishment might be a good place to get my hand. To have a little fight.
Well, you've come to the right place. Are you putting name in the ring yourself? You look like a pretty capable young chap.
Yeah, well, I think myself, I'm game, and maybe one or two others in my party might be.
They look
interested.
behind you and then sees Thunder. Like, sure. Let me. Have we lost somebody?
It's the watch the stream thing.
Yeah. Does it go? Or is it auto kicked out? Oh, well, right. So if that's kicked off, we'll sort that out before we come back. He kind of looks around, like, sure. I'll have to get the manager to come get your names down for the fight, but you get your drinks in the meantime.
Yeah,
sure.
Yes, please.
Round of ale.
Stomp up behind it. There.
How many is that? Is it what, 5? All right, 5 ales. And just starts.
Quentin's with us, isn't he?
Of course, yeah.
Get
6 ales.
Quentin, 6 ales.
Should I a beer?
Can we have rooms as well?
Rooms? Oh, well, let's see now. How many rooms? How many rooms you wanting?
Depends how much they cost.
Yeah.
Well,
Do I get?
We're all
You're gonna
broke.
give me a military discount?
oh, you are the military, aren't you, sir? We've got a business to run here, sir. We
Also, I can play for evening if you allow.
We have entertainment.
you're an
on the site.
entertainer.
Yes, indeed. Famous bard.
You're famous. Well, if you're famous, you're not famous around these parts. I'm sorry to say.
Because I just come down this way.
Oh well, you'll just have to make
I
a
tell
name
you
for
now-
yourself. And
I tell you now, this guy will give your everyone here. He will give them their lives, and they will be drinking more because they want to stay and listen to this guy. The amount of money we'll make you from his
Yes.
partying.
all right, just bear with me. And he just nips into the back, and he comes out with a bit of a somewhat shorter, stockier fella, not quite dwarven standards, but he's shorter than most humans and stockier, muscly fella, and a complete skinhead, stubbly beard. And what can I do for you? He says you're looking for discounts for entertainment on lodgings.
Yeah, we're just looking for a room for everyone for the night, and this friend here will play entertainment for the night for all your fine patrons.
You'll certainly draw attention. All right.
He's already drawn attention when he started here.
You're drawing a lot of attention, I tell you what, sir. What's your name?
Thunder.
Thunder. Ah. All right. Listen out. If you put on a decent performance for us, yeah, all right, you and yours can have lodgings. On the condition that no performing while fights are on. That's our entertainment then.
Of course.
All right. Otherwise, I'm going to have to charge you.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
You're still paying for drinks, though, eh?
Oh, aye.
Of course.
Oh, aye.
All right. 6 ales, I believe it was. And whilst you were talking, the barkeep was busy pouring these ales and puts them on the side. It's 12 silver.
I've got this, guys.
Ah,
Very generous of you, Paul Master.
Cheers, Victor.
Good man.
I was just looking at how much currency I had.
I was gonna say,
Jesus.
hopefully don't stay too long till it's my round.
Jesus.
So he gathers that up, doesn't care less about the rest of your conversation. But as he kind of does, he kind of stands back and keeps an eye on you, just further back. Nothing menacing or anything. He just wants to make sure you keep your word.
So who's the house champion? Who's the best fighter in this place?
Well, there was the taller chap who's still there. He's like, doesn't look like he's here yet. You'll see him when he comes in. Looks a lot like this one. Points to Cadell. His bare fist specialist, mind.
Bare fist.
Specialist.
He
I've met a few breakfast specialists.
What's it?
fucking bad.
Is it only,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. People just refer him to as the brawler, but you'd have to talk to him.
Oh, this is sick.
Is
Sorry,
it-
well, this is awesome.
And that's where we're
Is it
going to
only-
call a break. Sorry.
Cool.
Alright.
All right. Yeah, I need a piss anyway.
Save
so
your
yeah.
thought, and we're going to have to sort out the stream feed for when we return.
Cool. I'll see you. How long you say?
10 minutes to be able to get drinks and relieve yourselves.
Yeah.
It's
10 minutes to talk.
excuse me, it's 21:22.
Yep,
So
so
half
we'll
past,
return
a
at
little bit
half past, a little bit after half past, yeah.
Half past, see them.
Right, Bosch.
Yeah.
Right, there we are, back in. Apologies for being even slightly later than expected. A couple of technical difficulties, as you can see, with Hector now being in portrait mode. But otherwise, we've sorted his video stream back out again. For
This
some
is
reason,
my fighting mode.
it's fighting mode. Let's go.
He's the pole master.
Meridian, you've muted, I think.
I put it in the chat.
Hello.
In the chat.
Hello.
Right, so where we left it was, you were in the Anvil, where you were signing yourselves up for a pit fight.
Scrap.
Yeah, so you were getting down your drinks. Thunder, I'm assuming, are you performing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask where he wants me to play, and then I'm just gonna abide to the rules that he's stated for everyone. So I'm just gonna be playing.
Well, there's like kind of, like say, like a kind of a pit area, and then off to the right of the pit, as you're looking at it, is a raised kind of platform compared to everywhere else, and on the back of that is kind of like a big chalkboard.
Yeah.
So then, which you can see is kind of gridded out, and there are some people then starting to like write some like bits and pieces on there. There's no fighters' names on there yet. You can see there's one kind of column for fighters and odds and stuff like that on there.
Yeah.
But he says that as long as you're not getting in anybody's way and you're off stage during fights, you can get up there and perform.
Yep, cool. I'll do that then.
Yeah, Thunder, our lad, give our lad a good intro when he comes on. Like,
I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'm just
You
gonna
know,
play, dude. I'm just gonna play while nothing's happening, dude. I'm just gonna stick to the rules. I don't want to start ripping a something out while he's coming down. He'll be like, "I thought I told you." Do you know what I mean?
I thought it's sneaky bardic inspiration as he passes you, like.
As much as I don't want to. Well, maybe, but I don't want him to. No, we're not cheating. We're not cheating.
So, yeah. So you do you want to roll the performance?
Yes, I will.
Hey, come on, good performance.
What's your performance modifier out of pure curiosity? Because
It's +8.
nice.
So I've got 16 plus 8.
Jesus.
Bosh, you stand up there and you start off steady just to get everybody's attention. And as you're kind of playing, obviously, you being a horned, red-skinned tiefling stood on a stage is enough to get most people's attention. And then you just kind of start playing, and people go, "Oh, he's entertainment," not like a fighter. But then people are paying you attention, and with that kind of role, you are very good at what you do, and you kind of then steadily ramp up the tunes, and to the point where everybody's like going and sloshing the drinks around. Then nobody's really drunk as such yet, but yeah, people are starting to get a little bit merry, and you can tell that the bartenders are all very pleased with it as well. They're happily going about their business, jigging around while they're working, pouring drinks. And you start playing, and then door swings open to the inn, and there's a massive figure silhouetted in there. And around his neck is a drum, who he then starts going. Starts just playing like he starts playing his own intro as he starts walking in the bar. As he's only but then he starts gathering some people's attention, but he's barely gathering anybody's attention because you've got so many people in such a great mood stood on the stage and got everybody's attention, and you can tell it has really miffed him off. And everybody else can see this. You've heard this guy trying to make an entrance, and he's not happy about it. So then he starts working his way through the crowd, still hammering away on his drum. He's just more shoulder barging everybody out of the way this time, and then gets up on stage next to you, and he towers over you, much in the way that Cadell does. And he starts, he's like drumming away.
Can I bring out my drum? And
you can.
Drum off.
Absolutely.
Drum off.
Yeah.
Give us a drum off.
Can we have a drum off?
Roll performance.
Okay.
Have a good drum off.
It's a 12 plus 8.
So it's still a 20.
Okay. Yeah, your plus 8 it's what you do for a living.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can tell that he's pretty good at being a drummer, but he's not you. He's a performer by nature, but he's not a musician by nature. So he's good, but he's not you. This is your profession. And as much as he tries to do some licks on his drum, you're just going, and it's just knocking him out of the water.
Can I whisper in his ear? First I bang the drum, then I bang your mum.
At which point, he takes off his drum, throws it into the pit, hits the bloke next to the chalkboard, points up to it, and just turns and walks off. And then he's writes Brawler on the board.
I'm an angry big man.
And then at which point then you get like people laughing from the crowd, and who then one of the guys who was chortling away, he was getting a little bit merry now. Brawler was walking past him, gives him the dead eye and just kind of chucks him into the pit. And then strides off. This bloke's like, poof, into the pit. It's not very far down. It's only about 5 feet. But for a drunken bloke, he's like, poof, it spills all his drink into the sandpit. And he just kind of gets himself up, dusts himself off. He's still chortling away to himself because he's merry and having a good time. But there's like some ladder off to one side. He kind of gets his way back up. Makes his way back to the bar to get another drink. Yeah, so his name is on the board. Nobody else's right now.
Oh, master.
I'll
I'll take a big swig. I'll take a big swig and go put my name up.
All right, you go up to the guy, ask him to put in. What do you go by?
Mister
Barefist specialist. I shout out.
Hector.
Hector. Righto.
Chapra.
He puts it on there. He just puts Hector with a C.
It's with a K, huh? Excuse me.
He hastily puts a line, just turn it into a K.
A K.
Right, he doesn't. He knows all too well not to anger fighters. He's already got a bit of a rosy cheek from Brawler coming up.
What sort of fights going on? Is it just bare knuckle, or do they allow weapons? What's the score?
Depends on the fighter, I suppose. If you're fighting Brawler, then it'd be bare fist. As much as owner sets the rules, owner doesn't really want to anger him. Besides, it's always a good bit of entertainment, a bit of bare fist brawling, eh?
Yeah, you're not wrong. And what's the take? What's the winnings?
Depends on how much money comes through here. Excuse me.
Okay, so
could be On a slow night, well, could be a few gold. Could be more if you put on a good show.
Oh,
Fair.
I'm just very excited.
So, I'll. Can I ask him to? Hey, could you put my friend's name up there as well?
Put me up there.
Does he agree
I
to
think
that?
he wants to fight. Not that one. Not the one on stage. The
Oh,
man over there.
I'll take a step
Ah,
up
right. Military
on
man,
shoulder.
eh?
Cadell is the name.
Goodell.
Go.
Fighting's my game.
It's my game.
I'm not used to military. What's your rank, sir?
Captain.
With a
Captain,
K.
you are, eh? Righto. He
Captain with a
writes
K.
captain on the board. And
We
that's
got
it.
any more?
What?
We got
This
any
is
more,
fun.
lads?
I ain't fighting down. I'm not fighting down there. I'm just going to carry on playing.
Yeah, he just writes captain on the board, gives it a swift underline, looking to clearly get people's attention as he's kind of underlining it. You can see some people are going, all right. Then some other guys kind of come up to put their names down. Mediocre sized guys, nothing special about them that you can tell. They just wanted to potentially earn a few coin or just have a laugh in the fight.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah. At which point, then the owner strides up on stage. Just leans into Thunder. It's like, "Oh, you've done a good job. But just just stand off to one side just a sec while I talk. Do you mind?"
Of course, sir. I'll just saunter off to the side of the stage and
Yeah,
just sit
good
on the
man,
edge there,
good man.
drink my ale.
At which point he puts his hands up to quieten the crowd down a bit, and they all, for the most part, those paying attention do. There are a lot of people attention turned in that direction because you've stopped playing. And it's like, tonight we have some new fighters with us today, visitors from outside the city. We have, he has a quick look at the board, Hector. And he has a look round to try and see you and spots you. And
Go on, Paul Master.
and we also have the captain. And instantly points towards Cadell, because clearly you're the only captain in the room. Yeah, you get guns out. Betting's now open. Money in, gents.
Oh, I want
And
that.
gives you the nod. You'll be able to come up back on stage.
Can I place a bet before I do that? Is that all right?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
I'll have a gold on each of these two. I don't know how many gold do I have.
Well,
Probably
the
not.
owner kind of walks off, and you deal with the guys there dealing with bets, and they're there quickly trying to look you up and trying to figure out odds. They, for Brawler, they just put evens down. They don't give him. They still put him down as the favourite.
Right.
And Captain, it's they're all pretty good odds. But Hector's not as good odds because you're a bit lesser in stature compared to Cadell from the kind of mere appearance. You don't look like as big of a threat.
I put a gold on Captain and a silver on Hector.
Right.
And then I'll get back up and start playing.
Fair enough. Right, you start playing.
Oh,
People
can-
starting
I'm
to
gonna stick a
to
gold.
pour in.
I'm gonna stick a gold on Hector because I've got more faith in him.
Can I bet on myself? Can I back myself?
You can back yourself if you want.
Yeah. Oh, put
Yeah,
gold
this
on.
this is not.
Confident.
Yes, this is just. There's no law as such about how you bet. and they're allowing you to. So there you go.
Christian, if there's only 3 people in this, no, there's loads of other names, isn't there?
There's a couple of other names, yeah.
Right. Well,
They've got
I'm gonna
really bad odds.
I was going to say, if Hector's going against the brawler, we don't know who Cadell's going up against.
At the minute, they're just names on a board. They're not marked as to who they're going up against.
Oh, so we don't know that Hector might not be fighting the brawler.
No, you don't know who they're fighting just yet.
They could be fighting each other, dudes.
So,
even if we fight each other and I win, with the odds, if I still whack a gold apiece on both of us, I'll still make my money back, no matter who. So, yeah, I'm going to whack
with the odds as they are. You don't gain. You don't gain a whole gold. If you put a gold on, you won't gain a whole gold back. You'll gain, if you put a gold on, you'll gain some silver and your gold back.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to just whack a gold on myself then.
All right.
So, this is so cool, by the way. I know it's impromptu, but it's really
fine.
cool.
It's fine. It's D&D. It's what happens. It's like, what do you want to do? Something random. Okay, sure, great. And to be fair, I brought up fight bits, so yeah, it's my own fault.
How do I change my own currency?
I couldn't change my currency on the app. I had to go to the website and do it.
You can't. You can't change your currency as such. You
can adjust currency.
You just change your numbers.
Yeah,
you can't just say
numbers.
you can't ask for change. If you've got a gold in there and you want to say I want to reduce it by 5 silver, it won't do it because it'll say you've got no silver, so you've got to reduce it by 1 gold and add 5 silver to get the change back.
Right, so Tom, mark down that I've removed 1 gold. Just so you know, I've bet a gold. So I've gone down from 4 gold to 3 gold.
All right, so
I can adjust that myself.
Cadell is 1 gold on Cadell.
Removed. Yeah. So I'm now down to 3 gold.
Hector, what did you bet?
1 gold on myself.
1 gold on Hector. Meridian was 1 gold on Hector.
1 gold on Hector, yeah.
Thunder was
Meridian.
1 gold on Cadell. And what else did you bet?
Silver on Hector.
And
Sorry,
1 silver on Hector.
Right,
Okie dokie.
right. Completely understand.
There are more and more people pouring in to place bets, and it's getting busy. It gets to the point then they get a hammer and just whack the anvil at the back of the bar. It's like dung dung dung, and all the locals know what that means. He then shouts over the top of the din that's there. He just goes, 5 minutes to fight time. You say he's a big fella. He has a good shout on him. So yeah, and then during that time, people pour up to the bar to get a drink ready, so they've got one ready for when the fight starts, and then they try to get the best spot to be able to view. I mean, the crowding all the way around. It's not an amazingly well designed fight pit. Generally, the people stood at the edge will get a view, and not many people behind that. But then some people kind of stood on chairs and trying to look over the top. And but yeah, so then the guy running the bets kind of steps up. Then he calls up the 2 fighters, whose names I don't even know because I haven't thought of them.
Fighter 1, Fighter 2.
Yeah, Fighter 1, Fighter 2. They come up. They have a bit of a fight between themselves. Yeah, they do okay for themselves. But ultimately, they're pummeling each other. You can tell that they're fairly even matched between the 2 of them, and until one of them gets a punch right on the side of the temple, he goes out cold. But the other guy, he's stumbling around. He goes down to his knees. And the guy's like, "And we have a winner!" And the crowd's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, well done, yeah." Everyone's like, "Yay!" But they're not really like excited for it because it was just the warm-up match, effectively. And then they kind of pick up the unconscious guy and just kind of drag him out of the pit, and they help the other guy out. At which point Thunder, you'll overhear it. They're having a word with this chap. It's like, "You want your name in for the next fight?" So he's like, "Oh no, I'm out. Oh, there's no way I'm having another one." And it's all right. And then they go off to one side to sort his winnings out. You can tell he's not had a lot. Depends on how much was bet on him and bet on his opponent and such. So then he steps forward again. He crosses out those two names off the board. And he's like, "And now we have our outsiders, Hector." And everyone's like, "Ooh." More in kind of a, "Ooh, I wonder what he's going to do." And he's like, "And the captain." And you get more of a cheer going, "Hey," just for having military uniform on and being a mountain of a man that you are.
Not fighting each other.
Yep, you're fighting each other.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, this is because earlier in the session I said
You want to see
I
a
was-
fight between the two
it
of
was
you?
like it'd be funny to see a fight between
Can't
me and him.
lose.
If you
can't
guys
lose.
wanted to go to a fight pit and put both your names up, and this is what happens.
Okay,
I
now.
should have held fire before I bet on fucking Hector. I know that. Sorry, Hector, but you're gonna get your ass kicked.
So yeah, you both enter the fight to the pit, and there was no kind of official person going, "Right, start the fight." They just strode in and laid into each other. So I'm assuming you're not. Yep.
Just one second, just Mettering.
Mm-hmm.
During this fight, is this actually going to be taking like hit points off us and like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but as
Yeah.
in,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
one of us is going to have to fight the champion after fighting each other.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
it's up to you guys.
Oh, come on.
Because if we completely fuck each other up here, and then we've got
Yeah,
to fight
I mean-
I'll have loads of hit points left when I beat you. Don't you worry. I'll have plenty left for this.
Yeah,
Alright,
he
alright,
can heal
alright.
himself. Like, yeah.
I'm just at the side of the pit. Just absolutely loving
And
this.
if we're meta-ing, Thunder can heal, so can Oribella. Right?
Yes.
all right. So we can heal mid-fight. No, after
Well,
fight. Sorry.
between fights, if you
Yeah.
want. Yeah, you can do what you want after fight. You can tell that the guys who have had that previous fight are receiving some kind of mediocre medical care from some of the staff. Just because obviously they want to look after A, their patrons, and B, the fighters. They want them to come back. But you can tell it's just basic medical care. It's not like magical healing or anything.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give my my good old Hector a good old fist pump before we get into this. You know, fair game. No biting, no ball hitting.
No bad blood.
At which point,
no win.
at the sign of like good sportsmanship, you get a good round of applause from the patrons who are all raising the drinks, and they're all going fight.
Well, and at
Well,
this point, you see.
Roll initiative.
Oh, initiative.
Come on, boys.
You're in fight. Roll initiative.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Initiative.
It's great. It's a
18.
combat where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So good.
Initiative +1. 16, 17 in total. 17.
I rolled a 17 plus 1, so it's 18.
Oh, you got me. First hits for you.
Hector, you go first.
Oh, I'm first.
Right,
Cool.
first punch to you.
Right.
boy.
What are you doing? Bare fist fighting.
Right,
Well,
so-
they've said bare fist. They just mean no weapons. It's
No
not.
weapons,
It's not like
right.
Queensberry rules or anything. It's just no weapons.
I shout down, fight dirty small man.
So I'll go
I
for
wish
it.
you get some jeers. The crowd.
Kick to the leg, so that's a 14 plus 6, so that's a 20 to hit.
Got 13 armor class, so yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do. Can I do a trip attack with one of my battle maneuvers?
Do you roll your damage for your attack first and then do your trip?
Unarmed strikes are it's just 5 damage.
Yeah, it's both unarmed.
Oh yeah, of
5
course
damage.
it is. Yeah. So it's.
But
You're right. Yeah,
but with
it's strength plus 1, isn't it?
It's 1 plus your
just
strength.
one, yeah.
Yeah, 1 plus strength.
So we're both
So
going
5.
to be hitting for 5 each.
Oh, right, sweet.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so it might slug out for a while, like.
On a trip attack,
Yep.
I roll my superiority die and add it to the damage.
Oh, he's going to fuck me up in hand-to-hand combat here. He went first.
Yeah. So add 4 to that damage, and you have to make a strength saving throw. DC 14.
DC 14 strength is a
Strength saving throw.
Saving throw is plus 17 plus 6. So yeah, I've saved that
easy.
one.
Easy.
So how much damage did I take?
5 plus 4, so 9. And then I'm gonna action surge.
Fair, so it was 9 damage in total, and you've not successfully tripped him.
No, but I'm gonna action surge. And
Okay. Well, Hector comes in for a punch, gives you a solid punch, and does some sort of kind of almost like a grapple trip attack on you. But your sheer size, you kind of shrug off his attempt to trip you over. And then Hector.
I was really banking on going first here.
It's a natural 20.
But unfortunately, because there's no die rolls, it doesn't change the damage.
But can I do a trip attack on that one as well?
What's the ruling on your maneuvers?
It just says whenever you hit.
Oh, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have another
D8. D8 again. That's it. The 5 on the hit, and then there's a 7 on the trip attack. 7 damage.
So you have to roll a
12.
strength save.
Yeah, you have to roll a strength save. So.
Does the damage still get added if he saves?
Yeah.
Right,
Add it to damage. The saves for being not prone.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Fucking hell. Right. Well, it was a 16, so I've saved it, but.
Yeah, you've saved it, but.
So how much damage is that in total in one fucking attack?
18.
It was
18.
12 on that second one, and then it was 9 on the first one, so that's 21.
21 damage, mate. You're getting wrecked.
Get wrecked.
Mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Of course, you don't get your damage resistance unless you're raging.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go first.
Yeah, which you did. So then that was Hector's go. He puts in 2 really solid blows, go boom, boom, and a couple of hits round the head and a couple of attempts at a trip. People can see that he's attempting to do some sneaky tripping, which is failing, but these 2 heavy blows to the side of your head have tended you reeling back. And then it is the captain's turn.
Well, and good old. Well, the fucking, like, Jesus Christ, like, in obviously barbarian fucking fashion, like, spits out the blood from his face and fucking his eyes glow red and he rages like a motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
Then charges in with a good old punchy punch. Does my dual weapon count as 2 fists?
No, because they're not weapons.
No, they're not. Hands on.
Yes, unarmed strike.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if 2 weapon fighting counted as.
No, it doesn't.
Does it not?
No.
Oh, man. Why did I do
like melee weapon?
Tactician. Go on, Hector. I've still put a silver on you.
Hector's a professional gladiator.
Anyway, like, I'll roll for attack anyway. Fucking right. I've hit him 12 plus 6. 18.
Yeah.
I've hit him for I'm going to go for a good old nice headbutt. Right? For a straight 5 damage, plus my 2 damage from my melee rage.
7 damage.
So 7 damage. There we go. That's me. That's me pissed off and
Bleeding.
Pissed off and bleeding, yeah.
Spitting blood as you're doing it.
Pissed off
yeah.
and bleeding. Oh,
So I was banking on me going first, because if I did my rage first, then that 21 damage would have been fucking 10 damage.
oh. So good.
I
Okay.
feel like I've got him on the ropes. I'm just gonna go for
Yeah.
the same thing.
You got me on the ropes at the
Go on,
minute.
mate.
Go on then.
Oh, I was cocky there. I rolled a 4 plus 6, so that's a 10. So I don't think that's gonna hit.
Well,
You missed it.
you actually do connect with him, but the connection just kind of into his chest, and it just and does nothing against his massively rippling muscles.
And I go,
I could have done the thing. Done that. I've already.
Too late
I've
now.
already
Too late now.
Too late. Too late. Too late.
Now.
Is that your turn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too late now.
Is that Hector's turn?
right, well,
Yeah. That's my
Yeah,
turn.
that's it.
Cadell
Cadell.
again is going to a bit of blood and the extra tooth that he's just found that's loose. Bastard. Right. Going for you now. And it's a 15 plus 6. He hits.
Yeah. It's,
Another 7. Gives him another good
another 7.
slug round face.
Oh.
For another 7 damage. And then
Ouch.
back on to Hector boy. I'm roaring. I'm like, I'm helping, I'm ducking, I'm diving, I'm bobbing and weaving.
Juices are flowing now. Juices are
Yeah.
flowing.
That's it.
Getting a
You
semi on
feel
at
like
the same time,
the
like,
tides have
getting a
turned a
semi
little
on.
bit.
Getting a semi on.
Adrenaline's flowing and that.
All,
you know.
all the crowds going, oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 plus 6. I'm not gonna do the thing, but I'm gonna bonus action.
What was the thing, sorry?
Second wind. It's one of my battle maneuvers where I can roll a d8 and add it to the roll before I've determined whether I've hit or not. But I'm not
Ah,
gonna
right.
do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind and regain 1d10. So,
Oh, you remember your fucking health now, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So look, when I was fucking using the wall.
It's a 1 plus 3, so yeah, I gain 4.
4 hit points back.
It might well be the decider, you just don't know.
It might well be. Right,
Yeah,
so
that's the end of my go. That's the end
Right,
of my go.
Captain.
Cadell seeing this little pussy bitch healing himself and not just having a solid one-on-one fight, you know, like I'm gonna just give him a good old bitch slap round the face,
With your massive hands.
which is a 6, no, an 18. So
Yeah, it
Oh,
hits.
easily hit.
I've hit him
Ooh.
for
Fucking no.
another 7. So I've just given him a good old bitch slap round the face for another 7 damage. To watch his
This
his
is the best fight
cheeks
so far.
split and his lips split and the blood splatter over the side. And again, give him a little bit of a like, you know, like dun, dun, dun,
Your little pecs are going.
come on in.
Yeah.
Dancing flex.
Oh, that's not. 16 plus 6, 22.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll hit
Get
him.
in, Hector.
Yeah. I'm gonna trip attack again.
Yes.
Trip
that's-
attack.
Oh, it's a 6. So it'd be
What's the total?
5 damage. 5 damage plus 6 damage, so 11. And he has to make a
11.
DC save.
And cut that in half because I'm raging.
Halved, so you'd be
Yeah.
6.
It'd be a round
Ah,
up, so it'd be 6.
Yeah, 6. And then make a strength save.
DC.
19
Oh, yeah.
19
Oh.
saves, yeah.
He's massive.
without even my plus. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what did you say I lost there? 6.
6.
Yeah.
Because you're raging.
He's looking battered. He's looking really battered.
Yeah. I mean, you've hit him and he's staggering a little bit more than he was previously, but he's still up. He's still strong. He's still a massive guy.
He's just lost another tooth.
Captain.
You can end up
Losing
with no
teeth. You'll have no teeth. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm down to like 3 teeth now. Like,
For fuck's sake.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, they knocked 2 out.
So
How
I'm
many
gonna
teeth have you got?
go for a good old solid like uppercut like,
Yes.
All right, go for it.
Finish him, motherfucker.
Roll to hit.
Finish
Friends.
him.
Guys, I don't like you all fighting.
I love this. I love this.
16 in total.
16 hits.
16 in total.
Oh, there you go.
Number
So, it was
7.
10 so 16 in total.
Still up.
Well,
I'm still up.
with just 7 damage, so yeah. So
Yeah.
I was in the corner at this point,
So
drinking a bit.
good
Going,
old-
"Come on, watch this.
good old nice chin.
Sweet Jim music.
Friends,
Give him it back, Hector. I'm loving this one. I'm just
I'm gonna use my precision attack because
Oh.
I feel like that might have missed. So 3 plus 6 plus another 6, so 15 to hit.
My armor's 13, so
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
so it hits, yeah, hits. How
Yeah,
much
so
damage?
it would be 5, but half rounded up, so that's 3.
3.
So 3 damage. Fucking hell, he's
Not
really.
looking good here.
I'm staggering here. I am
Yes.
waving like.
Bring it down, Hector.
Oh, burn him. I'm just gonna go for the good old grab on shoulders and the good old fucking.
Headbutt.
I mean, you could go to
finish it
grapple, or
What happens with grappling?
Okay,
How
so
does
just-
that
then
work?
it's a strength contest. If you've got him
Yeah, we can
grappled,
do
he
it now.
can't. The only action he can take is attempt to get out of the grapple.
I'm just gonna go for a good old.
Right.
I'm gonna go down in glory and just give him a good old fucking headbutt. Which he hits a 15 plus 6, so it's a 21. So
Yeah, I'm down.
another 7. Oh!
He's knocking
Yeah,
out.
down.
That's it.
Oh,
Staggering back,
Final
looking
wave.
like he was on his last legs, staggers forward and just whack against Hector, and Hector goes down. Now the crowd goes, "Oh, amazing!" There's a lot of, as people go up in amazement, there's a lot of drinks accidentally getting sloshed into the pit, and and there's a few people who were just on the side. Some patrons jump in to give you a pat on the back, and a couple of others helping Hector up off the floor.
Hector.
And the crowd are absolutely loving it. Yeah, everybody thought you were gonna lose as well.
Yeah, I rolled 2.
Hector,
So 3 of them attacks.
I'm on
2
hit
threes.
points.
Yeah, I know. 1 more attack and you were
I'm
done.
on 2 hit points.
Yeah.
amazing.
And yeah, they help
I was
Cadell out of the ring.
rolled 2.
That was awesome.
I don't know how many attacks that was, but two of them were 3, 1 of them was 2. So I had to use a precision attack to make that 3 hit. So I couldn't do a trip attack.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm on
It's how strong he is. You just
Crippling.
failed. Yeah.
Yeah, barbarians, half damage.
think that's-
It's the
that's-
half
yeah.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
The favourite parts of anything so far.
But initiative,
was so good.
initiative you got an 18, I got a 17. I was banking on me starting before you.
So you
It was
can
like a
get the
three
half damage from the
away.
get-go. Yeah.
Right. Damage
But you
before
still
you.
came out victorious. So you all helped out to the side where you kind of slump against the side of the stage. And the guy comes up to you, he's like, "You want to be in again?"
We'll have to heal it. I'm going to
2
heal.
fucking hit points. Jesus, not a chance.
We'll heal you. We'll heal you.
Yeah. Thunder
We've
comes
got-
up for support.
You've got to fuck the brawler up
It's-
after that.
It's just the brawler left. I don't think he's going to be happy if he doesn't get a fight. But we couldn't resist putting the 2 outsiders in.
So I'm going to use healing word. I cast healing word on Big Lad.
All right.
Big lad. You've still got a level 2 slot left.
Second level.
Level 2. You can do a level
Second.
2 cure wounds on me.
I'll do a second level healing word, please.
Okay. Yeah. Make whatever rolls you need.
Right, so I'm currently on
I
2.
think I
hit
did it
points.
on the actual thing. Does it help?
No, because I'm not looking at it. Where are you? Healing word.
2 plus 4 plus 4 equals 10. Apparently.
So that gives
Yeah,
me another
there
10.
you go then. 10. So you got 10,
Yeah, so healing.
Yeah.
10 from Thunder, Arabella, are you
Right,
helping?
I'm going to use my cure wounds.
She's doing a level 2 cure wounds,
Nice.
which is a touch.
So I
Yeah,
So there's
couldn't
no
touch
there's
for
no
a
it.
roll
touch
for it.
range, so that's 2d8
No,
plus
it says
3.
that's 2d8.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's 2d8 plus 3. So you roll 2d8.
Oh, which one's?
It's the diamond.
The diamond.
The one that goes up to 8.
Is it?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one, and then another one of them as well.
Yeah.
There's another one.
That one.
Yeah, so roll both them, and then is it plus 3 to each one?
No, it's just plus 3 to the total. It's
right,
the
okay.
fact that you're rolling 2 dice is the fact that it's level 2.
2d8
Right.
plus 3. Yeah. So
Roll both them. 7 and a 4.
7, 8,
So that's 11,
It's
12,
14.
13, 14.
14.
So it's 14. So
Hit
another
point.
14. So you've healed by 24
14. He's got
I'm up to
in
26 in total. I'm not anywhere near as much as I'd like to be, but
You can still fight with that though.
we're going to have to, aren't we? I can't fucking say no.
Can't say no.
Okay.
Wait, are we allowed to whack a bit of bardic inspiration on him before, or are we gonna get fucking thrown out if someone sees that?
People won't be happy if that happens.
Yeah, no, let's not do that then.
If other magic other than healing is cast, people are not going to be happy.
What? How do I?
You said there was
But
a bit of side healing from the people between rounds.
It's not magical healing. It's just basic medicine. It'd be like stopping people from bleeding out, kind of basic medicine.
Does it give me 1 extra hit point?
No.
No.
No, it does not. You're like, that 1 hit point might just save my life. No.
But just that 1 extra one, a splash of water in face, like might just.
But yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to give you some time to kind of rest a bit before the next fight, get people chance to get some
the
more drinks,
rounds
and during which time they're also counting out some coin for you for winning.
Oh yeah. What about that?
Yeah, so your win would come in at
Gold back.
for betting on yourself. In fact, yes. For betting on yourself, you get your gold back, plus another 5 silver, and they give you another gold on top of that.
Right. Well, I'm gonna
What do I get?
for such a good fight, I'm gonna chuck Hector that 5 silver.
That's
Oh,
all I've got.
dude.
It was a good battle. It was a good fight.
And I'll give 2 of that silver to Meridian and say, no, I'm sorry, Meridian. That was not
Oh,
much for gold.
cheers, man. Thanks. Appreciate that.
What do I receive?
What did you bet now? So you don't get anything back for Hector losing, but you gain your 1 gold back and 5 silver.
Ooh.
Hey, I've made money there. I'm happy.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get given some time to recuperate. And also gives them time to kind of cross Hector's name off the board and change the odds a little bit on the board for you versus Brawler.
It's gonna fuck me up.
He said 5 silver, didn't he, dude?
5, yep.
Cool.
And then they step forward again, calm the crowd down. And now, your local champion, Brawler. And they go, ooh, ah. There's a lot of cheers for him, a lot more than you've heard throughout the night so far.
Sorry, before this goes on, can we bet again?
Yeah, I mean, bets were still going on during the fight.
Okay. I'm going to put a gold on Big Lad.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
I'll have some of that.
On Brawler.
No, I'm putting mine on. I'm betting on the captain.
I'm putting mine on captain too.
All right, on Cadell, Meridian.
Talk about pressure.
1 gold.
You better win.
on
You better win.
Cadell.
You best go
Hector
first.
lost out. Cadell's been paid.
I
Right,
bet
there we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then he's like, and returning is the captain. You get a lot more cheers than you got in your last fight. Like, hey, come on, you can, come on. Yeah, people are getting quite drunk now and are getting quite rowdy.
I'm really lucky I'm level 3 because I've got 1 rage left. If I was level 2, I'd used it from the previous. Oh no, we had a rest, didn't we? I've still got 2. Either way, I've got a rage left. So.
You'll have had long rests on your journey over here.
Yeah, so I forgot to go back.
It's all right. Well, you've got enough.
I've still got a rage left anyway. So.
Yeah, that's all you'll need because you can keep that going throughout the fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Initiative, I suppose, is it?
Yes. You wade into. So what you see is Brawler, who is. When people say he was as big as you, he's not quite your massive stature, but he is a good 6'5", so he's a good couple of inches shorter than you, but he's still massively muscly. Yeah, let me choose my D20. The D20 of Doom.
I'm going to choose to give him a good old fist pump. Like.
He ignores you.
Yeah, what a twat.
Well, then I'm going to go, hey,
What a twat.
He is a complete twat.
He's a twat, mate.
Roll initiative.
Initiative +1, 16 +1, 17.
You go first.
Oh, well, we know what I'm doing, don't we? I'm going to go, hey, little man.
Little man.
That's irritating me, never mind him.
Eyes glowing red, sort of fiery aura around me while I just give him a bit of a...
Bloodshot red, not magical red.
Yeah. Let's start this then, boy. Eh? Right. Then good old, just good old right hook. Just going to go for a good old swing. It's a +6. It's a 12 +6, which is what's that? 18. So it's an 18 to hit.
18 to hit. That hits.
So it's just a classic 7 because that's just what I do.
At 7 damage. Okie dokie.
Good old right hook to chin. Just a good old fucking bit of a chin strap.
Okay, you knock him on the chin. He's goes reeling, and comes straight back at you, and seemingly with a speed that you were not expecting, kind of darts at you dead quick, and gives you a hit, which is 8 to hit. Which does not hit you, does it?
Oh, 8 to hit.
No,
right,
that is total. Right, yes, that does not hit. So yeah, he does kind of does nothing, but then seemingly out of nowhere does 2 more attacks. One 17 to hit.
Got 17 hits.
17 to hit and 18 to hit.
All right, fucking hell.
And then does 9 points of damage.
So that's 5 then.
In total. So that's reduced down to 5. So yeah, he does nothing, and then quick as anything, just goes just 2 quick more kidney blows to you, which is hurting you, and he's getting kind of the gauge of where you're at.
Can I cast Healing Word while this happens, or is that it's only a word? It's only a word.
But it's magic, and your magic. Well, if you want to try and do sleight of hand, but your magic comes from your music.
That does, yeah.
So you would have to be playing.
I'll leave it. I'll leave
to
it.
be able
You
to cast.
just happen to just twang a string.
Nah, I don't want to risk it, dude. Because if I do, one, he'll probably fucking disqualify you, and two, he'll.
Yeah, but fair enough.
That's okay. Your call. So yeah, it is your turn.
Gonna go back, obviously, for a steady myself again. Back in. Gonna go for a quick left jab. And I'm gonna 17 plus 6. Well, yeah. It's like a 23. So.
Oh yeah,
That's,
yeah. You hit him, so that's another 7, is it?
Quick left jab straight to the nose. Boom. Another swifty 7.
Right.
Swifty 7.
Yeah, just whoa, poof, another knock to him. Yeah, it reels him down. He's bleeding from his mouth now, and he shakes his head to get that kind of fog that's just come over him. Yeah, and dives back into you. At which point then he, again, crazily quick, does a 16 to hit.
Awesome.
Yeah, got 13 armor class here.
Oh yeah. Dealing 8 damage, so halved because you're raging, down to 4 damage. And then does, quick as anything, does more attacks again in at you. That's 21 to hit and a natural 20.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
So I'll do the ordinary hit first. So that is another 8 reduced to 4. And then his natural 20 was again another good roll. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage reduced to 6.
Fuck hell.
So yeah, he just comes diving back into you, and then last one's got kind of for that last 2 more jabs to your kidneys again. It seems like a movie he likes doing, and then really quicker than you'd expect from a guy of this size, kind of does a bit of a wall run up the side of the arena that you're in, the pit you're in, and kind of leaps up and then smack as he smacks you in the side of the head as he comes back down and sends you reeling back.
So again,
I kind of want to help him, dude.
Recover myself. Right. Bit of a shake off
The
the
crowd's
head
going,
there,
oh, God.
How are you doing, dude? How are you doing, dude?
Well, we'll find out if we'll. Yeah, it's your turn. Your turn. What are you doing?
Staggering a bit. I'm obviously gonna. In fact, I'm gonna go for a grapple. Actually.
Okay.
Didn't you say that the grapple stops him from attacking?
Yes, but that would be your action.
Oof.
Right.
Let's go for it, mate.
No, I'm just gonna fucking swing for him. I'm just going for it. I'm going for it.
Go for it.
I'm going for it.
Go for it.
Another right hook. I'm staggering. I'm recovering myself.
Yeah,
right.
You're both staggering about a bit now.
Another one here, and 11 plus 6. That's 17.
Ooh, yeah, you hit him, and after his kind of move, he just kind of jumps up, smacks you in the side of the head, and because of your absolute rage, you kind of ignore the pain that comes in, and you instantly just turn to him and whack, uppercut him, and he just kind of goes flying back, and thud hits the floor, and is not moving.
Yes!
Yes!
Captain!
Yeah, the crowd like, oh! One thing you do notice is nobody jumps in to help Brawler.
Yeah, I'll spit on him. I'm going to spit on his. I'm going to spit on his.
Can I cast minor illusion to spell the captain in fire above the pit?
Yeah, you can. And people are like, oh, yeah, and people are like, yeah. and everybody's
Out of respect.
Can I play some sort of victory tune as well for him?
yeah, go
I'm
for
going to
it.
jump in the pit and hold his hand in the air. Fucking the captain.
Captain,
Come on.
captain, captain, captain.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
You
This was
are
out of respect.
If you
victorious.
weren't so
Out of
big, I'd say we all pick you up and carry you out, but you're fucking huge and we wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
lift
yeah.
Even
He
between
is
all of us.
massive.
Out of respect for my fellow warrior, I'm going to go and walk over to him, tap him on the face, and try and.
Oh, he was a
Come
right
round.
douche, mate. He was right douche.
Yeah,
Well,
as soon as he comes round, sees you tapping on the side of the face, he just slaps your hand away.
Oh.
Well, then I'll spit in his face and tell him to
Yeah.
fuck off.
At which point he instantly tries to get up to square at you again, and he just kind of staggers and goes back to one knee
I'm
again.
like, go on, you
Like,
little bitch. You just tap him across the face as he falls back down.
Give him an airy side. Give him an airy side, dude.
Yeah, little. Fuck you.
Yeah,
It's like-
nice.
He deflects that as you kind of attempt to
Yeah.
come in. He's like he blocks it,
So good.
but
But that was epic.
That
yeah,
was
I,
awesome.
I never thought I'd enjoy an imaginary fight so much.
Oh.
and yeah,
I'm
so
down,
he.
I'm down to 7 hit points, so like I'm fucking.
Never mind that. About the
It's all
winning.
right. We're gonna go. We can go to bed now. We've got free room and board.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's my winnings?
your winnings. You receive, let's say
by the next round.
both Meridian and Thunder. Did you bet on yourself again? Don't think you did.
Everyone,
You
no,
did-
I didn't bet on myself again.
didn't
I
bet on
but
yourself
everyone
again.
bet on me.
I didn't make that.
Yeah, so
Alright,
both Meridian and Thunder, you get your 1 gold back and just 3 silver back.
Oh,
Lovely jubbly.
that's beautiful. Cheers, dude.
It's all right. And so you two have now been paid. But then, Captain, you then get paid 2 gold for winning.
Hey,
Nice. Drinks on
I
out.
was going to say, rounds on me, guys.
Lovely.
But
Yeah, so-
as you kind of approach the bar, blooded and kind of bruised, your eyes looking like it's going to swell up, a drink just gets thrust into your hand.
Nice.
Get for a drink.
Well, I want a drink for my party, though. They all need a drink.
At which point, you get a free round.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oi, everyone chink together.
Yay!
And I haven't got 2, but I wish I had. I'll just chink and everything.
Everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I like the fact that Thunder was like the entertainment. These two got the shit kicked out of them. I've done fuck all evening,
sat in the corner going,
and I've
"What's
still got
going
a
on?"
free drink out of it.
You did some pretty
Oh, yeah,
lights,
they sat in the corner just
Oh,
going.
I did do pretty lights.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Pretty lights.
All right,
Yeah.
now, don't know about you guys, but I need
Rest.
to sleep.
Pretty rested.
Yeah, well, you guys
Got
have
free lodging.
drinks, you got free lodgings. How many rooms did you actually want?
Free lodging.
We wanted a room
We
each,
wanted
didn't
a
we?
room each.
Room
so
each, it's
6.
fine. This, as much as this kind of place does have rooms, they don't often get outsiders coming in. People here have their homes to go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you there's enough space for you all to have a room each.
Nice.
Lovely. And we haven't
Um,
got
Bed.
keep watch.
Bed,
Yeah,
guys.
a
Proper bed.
proper bed. So yeah, you even after
bed.
maybe a drink or two, decide to call it a night.
I'll push 2 beds together to make the bed big enough.
I mean, there are rooms that with doubles and with big beds.
There you go. You've got a double bed.
Yeah.
Got a double bed to
You get a
yourself.
double bed to yourself. You can sleep diagonally. It's fine. And yeah, so yeah, it's a good quality bed. It's certainly much better than the barracks that
Don't
kind of
need to look
Cadell's
out.
used to.
Everyone's safe.
It's
Oh, yeah,
nicer
no
than
watch needed.
No watch needed. We can just go to sleep.
no watch needed. You can just sleep all night long, and it is wonderful. You've had a
Look,
good night.
I feel
Now I've got back to my full hit points. Way.
Yeah, you all have a long rest. You all get your spell points, your hit
Leave it.
points.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm
Mark
gonna have to nip to the toilet.
Yeah, it's fine, dude.
Refresh on my spell. I'll do that.
Honestly, I honestly thought ahead
There's
was
a
gonna-
long rest button at the top.
Yeah, the little
Yeah, there is.
fire.
Yeah. go back to your beginning one?
If there's not, then tap on your character profile.
Click on your character.
All right.
It should be long rest.
Oh, yeah, long
click,
rest.
yeah, click long rest and it'll
Long
reset
rest,
everything.
and that'll just give you your full hit points and all your spells
Yeah,
back.
take long rest. Yeah, take
Nice.
There you go. Automatically does it for you. So
There we go.
Okay.
Everyone's back to full.
the joys of D&D
How do I-
Beyond.
How do I get just
Feel
my
free to
screen?
sponsor us. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but oh well.
What day?
You can try.
There we go.
Does everything back
Um,
Yeah, so that's it.
Everything's
We're all fully
refreshed.
rested. I seriously
You're
need to go
all
for a wee.
fully rested. Now's the time.
Yeah, honestly, right in
Yeah,
that
now's fine. Go
fight
for
with
a
me and Hector, I honestly thought I was. I honestly
Oh,
thought
I
he was going to have.
thought I was going to have you, but I did.
I thought
like,
Brawler was
free-
going to get the best
my-
of you as well.
My three attacks after my initial attack were just horrendous.
Yeah, that's
If you
what
did-
did it. though,
honestly,
isn't it?
after-
If you didn't have missed those.
That first round without my rage, you took so many hit points off me. I thought,
No.
right, that's fucked.
What,
I am
how
fucked.
many
There's
how
no
many
way
hit points were you left on after Brawler?
After Brawl, I was left on 7.
After Hector, you were
So that was
two,
potentially
So-
another one round and you were out.
It could have got me.
Yeah,
but,
could've got you.
but the fight between me and Hector, I went from
Was epic.
32 to 2.
2 points.
Yeah.
If
Two.
if I hadn't rolled so low and I'd have been able to use trip attack, I was like, I think I've got him.
If you'd have made him go
Yeah.
prone and then used
Yeah.
your extra attack on him, you'd have wiped the floor with him, quite literally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
my strength.
Aiden,
strength
go
saving
to
throw.
the toilet now. Go,
but-
go.
Sorry.
Go.
Tell
Go.
him, Tom. Tell him. He's done it.
Go.
He's
So,
ready.
yeah. So yeah, you guys wake up, don't you, Meridian?
I'm awake.
That's all right.
I'm awake. I'm reading my notes.
Ah,
I was
see,
reading-
from the stream, all I can see was like you.
Oh, it's
down
funny,
there.
you look like
Like-
that, like you're asleep.
I was,
I
I was
we
reading my
thought
notes.
you were doing a John. Sorry.
It's Ribena.
John, yeah.
I'm
It's funny
Ribena
you
this
It's
thought.
week.
all right.
Ribena. Oh,
He's
bless
been
you.
a good boy this week.
I am,
So,
yeah.
yes, you wake up.
Drinking.
It is, a fresh morning. You are better rested than you feel you've been in a very long time. Since
Yeah, we've been taking on a
well,
walk,
Oribella,
like,
since
isn't it?
leaving your homestead and watching it burn to the ground.
I haven't had a
and-
proper bed for.
You haven't had a proper bed since you've seen it burn. So, and for everybody else since they've left the barracks in Hamerton. But even those that were just barracks, they were just basic. But these beds are nice. They are padded, lovely, soft,
Well,
and you've managed to sleep for the entire night without having to wake up
More
and take watch.
refreshed than we have been for ages.
Thanks to. No, he's not put his headphones in yet. Wait for him to
Not
put his
yet.
headphones in.
Find the
But-
hole. See if the bard can find the hole.
Cheers,
Man, it's straight in, dude.
Oh,
but cheers,
It's
cheers,
right in.
Thunder for getting us. Cheers, Thunder for getting us these lovely, nice, free lodgings. Like,
Thunder
man.
getting
Best
you
night's
from
sleep
free
I've had in a
lodgings.
week.
My pleasure.
We've been on the road for like a week on basement now. So.
yeah,
Yeah.
proper bed.
No,
nothing in the back.
Yeah, you've been on
Well,
the road for a
everyone-
good while.
As we have very nice beds and everyone's sleeping in, could I slope off at the break of dawn?
You can.
Because are we still on the east side of town?
Yeah, you're still in Lowfields district.
Fields, yeah,
Yeah.
field.
So we're in the external wall, but we're not within the main.
Yeah, you're not
No,
you're not in the centre within the inner wall. No.
Really,
We're near
if you remember, I said when we got to the gate, I said, "Does anyone have any business here before we move in?" You said you didn't have any.
And
you
Hector
can
wanted to
wait.
go and have a
And
fight.
Hector went, "I want to go for a fight."
Yeah.
So I'm still in the.
Yeah,
the
so you're still in
Lowfields.
Lowfields.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can go and meet with whoever you need to meet.
Yes. Can I just slope off then? Because we're near the farming belt, aren't we?
Yes.
Right.
Most of these people are farmers or smithies or shopkeepers. It's like a town, but primarily farming, because it's massive, truly humongous amount of farmland. The majority of workers here are farmers.
Right, I better nip off and go and see the boss then, as that was my
Yep.
prime
You
objective.
know that
I'm liking this.
the way for you to go and meet him is you can go see a particular blacksmith in Lowfields.
Yeah.
And need to say whatever you need to say.
Am I there? Am I?
Well, yeah. So you make your way through Lowfields in the break of dawn. It is light, but it's dim light. So the sun is not even over the walls yet. So, and you make your way to a blacksmith, which is up against the inner wall. And it's a fairly small blacksmith's. It has kind of shelter on the outside, which has a kind of an open blacksmith area with their kind of forge and all their other tools and bits and pieces out. Most people are very trusting around here, especially if most people know each other. But then has a building attached to it at the back. You assume is where, in fact, is where the blacksmith lives. She's not currently visible at the moment. She's not out working just yet. But you can see that there's a light on inside.
Right, I'll have a quick look around and knock on the door.
After a little while, you hear some rustling, a bit of grumbling and complaining, and opens the door. It's like, and as she opens the door, you can see the young woman there, fairly muscular young woman, who is the blacksmith here. And she's like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Morning, Smithy.
Morning.
Look back over my shoulder.
We're not open yet.
Look back over my shoulder towards the lake, and without looking at her, I say, "Lake is beautiful with a view from the moon."
At which point, that look of realization kind of appears on her face. Looks outside, looks around, see that the streets are empty. Like, come on in. And leads you inside, closes the door, locks it firmly behind you. At which point then she walks up to a cabinet with certain amount. There's a few books in there and a few kind of metal ornaments. They're kind of like the kind of ornamental things, but purely from metal work. You clearly think that she's worked on them herself in her spare time. She just kind of, with her massive muscles, just pushes this cabinet out of the way, and behind it is a door, which she takes a key from around a kind of a chain around her neck and unlocks it, and allows you to enter. You walk in, and as you do, she closes it behind you, locks it, and then you hear as the cabinet gets placed back in front. You've been in here before. It's not very often you have to come in from this kind of entrance. It's not often you're in Lowfields. So, but you've used this way before. She just didn't recognise you until you'd said. So you know your way. As you kind of go in, it's pretty much a straight corridor, which then kind of meanders its way round, which then, as you get further in, turns into kind of a curved, it comes kind of a T-junction, where this other kind of corridor, as it passes it, you know it isn't really a corridor, it's the sewers. Further, it's under the main part of the city. So then there's kind of, as part of the kind of a curved tunnel of the sewers. There's kind of the sewage that runs down the middle, and then either side of that is kind of a walkway that you can walk along. I mean, it's obviously not clean walkway. It's a sewer, but you can walk without actually dredging it through sewage. You follow your way down. You know where you're going, and as the further you go in, knowing precisely where you need to go, you can then hear some people talking in the distance. At which point you then come to a point where there is 2 humongous women, massive, huge, great muscles. Both of them identical. You've met these 2 before. They're twins, and they are bodyguards of Lucian.
No.
You're not there.
I know.
You're the bodyguards of Lucian, and they kind of stand resolute in front of you, and they're kind of perking to a kind of getting. You got their attention, and in doing so, that catches the attention of Lucian, which is stood behind them, who you can see is talking to small hooded figure with a hood up, cape round. You don't see much of their details. They're talking about something. Lucian looks up and sees you, just puts a finger up to ask you to wait a moment, and they finish talking, and you can see something pass between their hands and some sort of bag in front of them. And as whatever gets passed to this person, as it gets passed over, you can see it's some gold coins. And as soon as it hits their hand, there's sleight of hand and it's gone. And then they grab the bag, and then you quite literally see this person vanish. They disappear. Just there's a kind of a rippling effect, and they are gone.
Got an old twisty special.
Sorry, people. Old campaign.
Sorry.
So yeah, there's a ripple effect, and they are gone. And then Lucian turns to you. Mr. Sav. Pleasure to meet you again, but I feel we have more to discuss.
Nice.
At which point, the twins let you past.
I love that. It's beautiful.
Come with me, and he leads you down and turns to what you believe is just a dead end, like a little inlet, in a little side there. You don't see what Lucian does, but then you hear a grinding of stone, and then you are allowed to enter. You enter with these twins. Well, sorry, no, the twins don't actually enter. They stand at the doorway, and then Lucian. Well, they don't actually move. The door stays open, but then they enter, and Lucian sits down in front in the table. There's a table and 2 chairs, one at either side of this table. Lucian sits down. It's like, yes, we have much to discuss, Mr. Sav, and I think that's most likely where we're going to end it this week.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
That was so good, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was
What is
sweet.
he meeting Lucian for? Fucking hell.
Join us next time to find
Next
out.
time on Hetheria. On Hetheria.
Mate,
God damn it.
Of course.
God damn it.
that fighting pit's probably been the highlight of this entire campaign.
Great fight, gents.
It was amazing, yeah. Well done, good.
No, it's good.
So good.
Oh, the battle between me and Hector, like literally fucking. I was on 2 hit points. I was like 2 hit points. If this doesn't hit, I am fucked.
Yeah.
Just imagine like two massive blokes fighting each other, both like bloodied to
Yeah,
fucking
it's
both.
fucking out.
I must admit, I was hoping that you were gonna miss the brawler. If you'd have missed that last hit, yeah, he'd probably
I was on
probably
7
have
hit
won.
points, so yeah, you
Well,
gave him
think-
you gave him a triple attack.
But I made
The
him a
monk.
monk, is what I did.
Ah,
He's not a
I like
barbarian;
it.
he's a monk.
Flurry of blows.
right.
Flurry of blows.
I thought you were gonna stun and strike him as well, and he'd be done. I was like,
Well,
I'm
because
gonna
when
say,
I was
if it had been,
looking at this,
but if it had been Hector that fought him,
no
I'd
stunning blow.
I'd have lost
I'd have-
to a monk. In a fist fight against a monk, I'd have lost easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I
It
think
was
the
the
only
fact that he was
reason-
able to rage.
yeah, it's the fact that I went first and I managed to rage and take the half damage.
Mm.
And thanks to these guys for healing me up to 26 hit points.
Yes.
From 2 hit points to 26 was.
Well, thing is, being a
pretty good
monk,
going,
he could
mate.
only take 3 punches off you. That was the kind of trade-off.
right.
Because he doesn't have as many hit
Doesn't matter.
points.
Yeah.
Right.
In the break,
course,
I
I
very
hit for
very
7, so
quickly did a random roll monk. Created a random roll on D&D Beyond.
So his hit points are 21 then.
He had 21 hit
That was it,
points just
isn't it?
because his
Hit dice, man.
his hit dice wasn't
So
spectacular.
as it happened, so
His
he literally could
constitution
just
wasn't
take
the best
3 hits
either.
and that's it.
He could only precisely took 3 hits off you. He had
Yeah.
21 hit points total. And you were doing 7 a hit.
Yeah,
So-
so and I do 7 hits. It's literally 3 hits. So if I'd missed that last hit,
Well, that was awesome. And thanks to everybody else for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that as well. I know I thoroughly did. And join us again in another 2 weeks' time to see what happens and what Lucian has got to say to Meridian and vice versa. And find out what the Sanctus Veritas Cromwell Leethern has to say about this quest or the contract that has been offered. See, tune in then. Later, guys.
See you, dude.
Bosh.